Greetings and salutations. Last week we looked at the first administration in the United States, the Washington administration, just to see what some of the basic trends were in American politics at that time. We are not going to cover every single president. There's just too much small stuff that's, in the grand scheme of things, not the most important. So we're going to hit some of the major topics that come across our way, including the Louisiana Purchase. So we're already skipping ahead to our third president, Thomas Jefferson. So for this week, I'd like you to take the following notes. But by the end of the week, hopefully, we can try to answer some of these questions. Number one, how did the Louisiana Purchase affect the expansion of the United States? And number two, where did were Lewis and Clark respectful to Native Americans that they met on their expedition? That one we'll probably answer in class later on. There we go. So keep in mind, when we're looking at the very beginnings of the United States, the original territory is really this pink part on this map. It's the original 13 colonies plus the land east of the Mississippi River. And we see that illustrated on this map here. You do see some Spanish territory. We're not going to talk about them a whole lot, but we also need to talk about France, that purplish area there. Pretty much claiming all that land west of Mississippi and then down to where we would call Louisiana. Let me get my mouse there today. And more importantly, they also control the port of New Orleans, which would be right down here at the bottom. Why is New Orleans important? Well, even though, the United States controls the Ohio River that leads into the Mississippi River, if you wanted to ship anything, let's say from Pittsburgh here, go down, you're going to need to pass through New Orleans. And so the French could really stop any trade that this western part of the United States at that time wanted to do. So Jefferson has this issue. How can we get the French out of there? And so he gets some of his diplomats to go over to France and try to negotiate with Napoleon. Hey, here's $10 million. We are just really interested in this New Orleans area and maybe some of the land around it. What Jefferson doesn't know at this time is Napoleon wants to get out of North America. He wanted to make an empire there, but it wasn't going to work out. You could kind of see the writing on the wall. So what does he do instead? He says, hey, I know you just want New Orleans, but how about all of this for $15 million? And the diplomats are pretty much like, yeah, that is a sick deal. Let's go for that. It breaks down to about 4 cents an acre, which I know for 8th graders, we don't often buy land on our own, but that is a ridiculously cheap price for land, to be sure. And so, yeah, the United States pretty much doubles in size instantly because of that. But even though the United States now owns this huge chunk of land, we really didn't know much about what was going on. So Jefferson enlists the help of Meriwether Lewis, who in turn picks up William Clark to lead an expedition to go out west, this core of discovery, trying to find out everything that was going on. So the Lewis and Clark expedition was really supposed to set to do 5 things. Number one, explore resources and also map out the territory. We have some very fascinating examples of these explorers trying to show everyone back home what these animals looked like. But this is way before photography, so their descriptions are pretty interesting, to say the least. They're also tasked with finding a route across the continent, try to get to the West Coast as quickly as possible, really. They're there to establish an American presence. So if there were, say, British or French explorers out there, try to maybe politely let them know who's in charge now. They wanted to establish trade with the American Indian tribes. And similarly, they wanted to emphasize U.S. sovereignty, basically saying that the U.S. was the government there in this new part of the United States. That the tribes have been there for so long, but who's really in charge? The United States. And what this is going to lead us into is a discussion of how the Lewis and Clark expedition and the Louisiana Purchase itself impacted American Indians. Probably the most famous example of this is with the young American Indian woman Sacagawea. She was an interpreter and a guide for this expedition. She was very, very young. In fact, afterwards, she dies at the age of 25. Um, and there are plenty of great stories to her name. I'm just not going to dive into them a whole lot at this point. Uh, but really, it was her knowledge of some of the Indian languages that made it that let the expedition actually communicate with these new tribes. The expedition comes across nearly 50 different American Indian groups. Some of them, and you can kind of see some of these on the map there to the right. You have the Mandans, who were an agricultural group. You have the Lakota, who instead they bred horses, hunted buffalo, would be traveling across the plains to hunt. The Chinookan, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that horribly, what we see along on the Pacific coast, being a coastal system, are going to be fishing a lot more than hunting. The Nez Perce, huge, vast amounts of territory that they had like hundreds and hundreds of villages, covered millions of acres, as compared to the Clatsop, which is a small tribe with just 3 small villages. So these tribes, I think we often have the idea in our head that these groups were very similar, but they couldn't be further from the truth. That these groups were as different as could be. I'm sorry that this map is a little bit on the blurry side, but you can see we start in St. Louis for this expedition, 1804, and then basically this whole track across the plains, across the Rocky Mountains to the Pacific Ocean. So where does this leave us? What we're going to do in the latter part of this week here is we're going to explore this part. So obviously Lewis and Clark came across many different Indian tribes. I want to explore were they respectful to these American Indian groups that they met on their expedition. So keep that in mind as we go forward here. So thank you for listening to me for a moment, taking the notes as required. And hey, I will see you in class.